fellow artists, I hope you're having a fabulous day. The last few weeks we've been working on how to draw 3D forms. Today we're going to use that idea and make it into a robot. You get to design your robot, but it must be drawn in 3D. So I'll show you my ideas, but you can also create your own. All right, let's get started. Okay, so what you will need for this really is just a pencil and a piece of paper. Now I happen to have a piece of paper that's white, but honestly I don't care what kind of paper you use. Some people don't have white drawing paper at home. If you have a notebook paper, that's fine to draw on. If you want to use, I have an envelope for my mail that something came in. It's got a nice space for me to draw on. It doesn't have to be very big. If you want to draw it big, go ahead and draw it big. But find a piece of paper. It could be the inside of a cereal box or a cracker box. Any kind of paper, even like cardboard, would work. If you are having trouble finding paper, ask someone at your house if they have something left over, maybe the back of a worksheet, someplace where you can draw, okay? So what we're going to be drawing today is a robot, and we're going to try to make it look 3D. I've started some. I haven't really finished these, just to give you an idea of what we're going to do. The thing is, you're going to need to make it 3D. So think back to the forms that we learned how to draw. The sphere, let me draw them real quick here, which I'll just draw as a circle right now. A cone, which you could draw a couple different ways, right? You could draw upside down or this way. You could draw cubes or rectangular prisms, which you start with a box and then draw 3 diagonal lines and then connect those 3 lines. So depending on what kind of form you're looking for, this one is very handy. Cylinder, sometimes I start with the oval on the top and then I draw the sides. Remember, it could be sideways. And I will even let you, if you want to, curve your cylinder more like a tube. Looks like a noodle, doesn't it? So you can use any of those. You can use a pyramid too, if you can think of a way to use the pyramid. And our goal today is to try to use 3D forms to make our robot look a little more dimensional. All right, so what you're going to do is you need to probably have some sort of head, a body, and then I'd like you to have some sort of arms or legs, or you can have both. Sometimes you might have wheels. To make it look really like a robot, you can add other details as well. So let's get started. I usually like to start on the head. That's just what I like to start with. So think of what kind of a form you would like to use for the head. Perhaps today I will use the pyramid since I haven't used a pyramid. Now, if you really want your drawings to look amazingly neat, use a straight edge, the side of a notebook, another piece of paper. It's not completely essential if you draw it. As long as you draw it nice and neat, it'll be fine. Now, that's going to be my head. I'm not worried about the details yet. I like to usually do some sort of neck. And I think today I'm going to do a cylinder. So I'm going to draw the sides. Now, the top of my cylinder would be hiding underneath the pyramid. So I think all I have to do is draw the curve here. All right, now I need to think of some sort of body for my robot. I'm going to try, my goal today is to try to use at least 3 of these forms. Now, if I end up using more, that's fine. I've already used 2. So let's see. I think I'm going to draw a rectangular prism. So I'm going to start with a rectangle first. And then I want to make sure this is touching I think I maybe made it too long, but that's okay. This is a robot. Nobody knows what they would look like. This is an imaginary robot. Be creative, right? Maybe I can have some sort of little something over here. All right, let's do maybe another box in here. The nice thing when you have overlapping forms, Remember, overlapping means you just can't see all of it. For example, when I have this pyramid sitting on top of the cylinder, I could not see the top of my cylinder because the pyramid was overlapping. The same thing could happen with this form, this cube. Could be overlapped. Let's try something a little bit different. Maybe I can add part of a cone in here. I need something round. I've only got one round form. All right, and now I think I should draw the arms or something like that. So sometimes what I like to do is I'll draw half of a sphere, which is like a dome, and then I will draw kind of a curvy looking cylinder. And remember, you do not have to copy me right now. You can make up your own, add some little curves. Start off matching this curve, and then I'll have them kind of wrap around. Maybe over here, I can only see this part. Maybe this is more like this. Maybe I'll have some spheres for the elbow and the joint here. This is a different kind of arm. Maybe you want your arms to match. That I'm going to leave up to you. Just gonna add a curve there, and maybe I will have some like clamps so this robot can pick up items. I don't know, maybe this is like a little vacuum. And I think I'm going to have some other details now. So I'm going to make a little face. Maybe there's an antenna coming from the top of his head or her head. You get to decide on the details. I like to always add a little bit of buttons and switches. That just makes it seem more like a robot. You can do that with dots or lines, different types of shapes. And I think the more of those that you put in, the more it actually looks like a robot. Maybe there's a little gauge in here. You can put little nuts and bolts on here. And once you've kind of got the main details of your robot on here, then you can, I think it needs some more details here, then you can start shading. And if you want, you can just use the same pencil, or if you feel like adding color, I'm just going to use the same pencil. I'm going to pretend my light is up here. So this part will be dark. Neatness on shading is super important. I'm going to do my flat-sided forms first. I always feel like I can do those a little faster. So this will be the dark side. This will be the dark side. I like to do my dark values first, but if you prefer doing the light values or the medium values first, that's fine too. This side would also be dark. Already you can see the shading is working. Is there any? Okay, those are all my flat ones. Now I'm going to start working on my light, my medium values on the flat form. So I'm going to try to not color in my buttons and switches. Maybe they're lit up. Might color some in and some leave blank, just so there's a little variety. This would also probably be a medium value. I think I'll leave the top white. And the face of my robot will be a nice medium value as well. All right, now for my rounded forms, like the cylinder and the cone, the sphere too. So I'll start with here. This is dark. I'm doing my gradual shading. Just going from dark to light, dark to light. Remember when you do something like the cone, it's a little more shading at the bottom. See, this part will be darker. And maybe those be a little shading on both sides of this cylinder. Maybe there'll be a shadow coming across the top of from the cylinder. Add some action lines there. And a little bit more. I think I'll just shade this in a solid value, just so it doesn't look like I forgot it. All right, so there you go. I've shaded my robot. You can totally, these I didn't quite shade it and finish because I haven't shaded them, but give you a couple other ideas. I'll post some more at the end of this video. When you get this done today, make sure you write your name on the back, that you post a picture to Seesaw if you're at home, and you also post a picture to Artsonia. I'll put a folder labeled 3D Robot. Make sure that you put your drawing of your picture in Artsonia in that folder. If you have questions about how to do that, just let me know. I can't wait to see what you've created today. You can remember, try to use at least 3 different forms. You can definitely use more. And then when you get the forms drawn, make sure you shade them in with the values. All right, have fun with this one today and stay creative. Until next time, bye-bye.